Today we're gonna do a recipe that I came up with by accident. We're gonna do some plantain porridge. Now, I say I came up with it by accident because I was actually trying to make fufu with plantain and cassava, and it ended up turning out to be a failure. And I was trying to salvage some of the plantain that I used and didn't want it to go to waste, and ended up getting this bright idea of making porridge out of plantain. Now, you might be skilling up your face at this and saying, that sounding like it's not going to taste good, and you would be absolutely wrong. Trust me, this does taste real best. And of course, we're using some overripe plantains, and the good thing about using overripe plantains is you don't need to add any additional sweetener, no sugar, no honey or nothing to this. This has all the sweetness in it that you need for this dish. So let me get into it. I'm going to show you how to make this plantain porridge. Alright, so to prep the plantain, it's no rocket science. We just taking the skin off. You're going to cut it up into smaller pieces and throw it in the food processor. And putting it in the food processor and blitzing it is going to really change the texture of the plantain and make it more into a sort of plantain puree. It's going to be kind of light and airy, and that's going to give the porridge a real nice creamy finish. So I figure you could actually make this plantain puree ahead of time, and it's something I guess you could keep in your fridge. So every time you want to make your plantain porridge for breakfast, you don't need to be going through this step every single time. So I guess it's a good idea to do this ahead of time, or you could do it when you're making it, up to you. And you'll be well on your way to making this very delicious breakfast. Of course, you want to make sure you scrape all the pieces down. Make sure the blade get in contact with all those pieces, because you want the whole thing to turn into this nice, airy puree or paste. Alright, this is the kind of texture and consistency that we're looking for. We're looking for something real light and airy, as you can see. Nice. It's almost like a cream. So it's almost like a plantain cream, if you will. Very creamy. The next thing we need to do is cook the plantain. So let me move to that step. So to our pot, we're adding 1.5 cups of water. Now we want to add in our plantain puree. To this, you want to add a piece of cinnamon, add 2 cardamom pods, bay leaf, and of course you want to add a pinch of salt to taste. Salt is what will bring out all the different flavors, so that you don't just taste like one thing. You really enhance the flavor of the porridge. And this is something you want to keep your eye on. You want to keep stirring it, and you're going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. So after about 5 minutes or so, you would see that the plantain puree has started to go dark, and it's at this point you would know that the plantain is cooked. So now we want to go in with some coconut milk. Now, of course, if you want to use regular cow's milk or goat's milk or almond milk, feel free to use whatever type of milk you want, but I really like the flavor of the coconut milk and the plantain. It's really a real nice flavor. So going in with some coconut milk, 1 cup. You want to mix this thoroughly, and then you want to continue to cook this on low heat for about 8 minutes until it thickens up and it's a nice smooth texture. And of course, you could add whatever spices you wanted in this. If you wanted to add nutmeg, if you wanted to add clove, you could go ahead and do that. Tonka bean would be nice too. But I really liked how the cardamom and the cinnamon worked, so I went with that. But feel free to experiment and make this your own. Alright, now it's time to just spoon out a little bit into this bowl here. As you can see, it's a nice smooth consistency. Finishing off with a little bit of cinnamon on top and a dash of bitters. As you can see, you have a nice creamy texture here. Real good porridge consistency. And if you like plantain, you'll love this dish. It's a good alternative to, your regular plantain dishes. If you have plantain in your fridge and you wanna try something new, something different, then definitely I would urge you to try this recipe. And the good thing about this is it's not just a great breakfast item, but I'm also seeing, or at least I'm getting some vibes here for a dessert application. I don't have it all figured out yet, but I'm pretty sure we could, take this even further and apply it to some kind of dessert. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, post it in the comment section below. We in a gear here. If you like this recipe, please give the video a thumbs up and give it a share. And of course, a full link will be posted in the video description. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please take a moment to do so. And of course, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.